Day's turn tonight, turn today, turn tonight. Well over halfway through the Party Poker big game, and we're not stopping till the clock hits the 48-hour mark.
Last time, changes in the lineup saw some fresh meat enter the big game.
Stealing my money.
I don't know, I'm just donking about, really.
I know Tony G would call it. Maybe that's the reason not to. The moment I dropped the chips, I was like, damn.
You just said no, and then I would have folded.
Wow, that was sick.
Oh my God, I've never been so owned.
He did it to me like 3 times. Did you not think I was ever going to play back at you? Come on.
The axe fell one more time as the players voted.
The player with the most votes here on the table is Roland.
That was a surprise.
Who's got the stamina to last the distance and who will crumble with exhaustion? Find out who will be raking in the money and who will be leaving empty-handed here at the Big Game 5 in Nottingham. Over halfway through this poker marathon.
14 minutes ago.
Looking at the biggest winners in the big game so far, a lot of money taken off this table. Jennifer Tilly nearly 67,000 pounds in the handbag. Tony G taking 50K away, and DeWolf voted off 26,000 pounds to the good. The only one of these still at the table, Williamson III, who's continuing his winning ways in the big game. Looking at the losers, though, Trickett, still the big loss to shoot for. 40K he got buried. Still at the table, Linde, Alec, Torelli, and Luke Schwartz, who's just popped outside for a chat with Kara Scott.
Luke Schwartz has been at the table longer than anyone, and it's actually quite a long time now. Are you feeling the pressure? Are you feeling the strain of the hours?
I'm feeling like I'm not in my own body type thing, really, out body. I'm kind of used to it. I do a lot of these DJing nights at home. I'm not too many, but I've been known to spend 48 hours awake like that.
Wow. We've had a couple of people go off the table already, and they were hallucinating, like you're saying. They felt like it really affected their game as well. Do you think it'll get to a point where it might affect your game?
Like, in one pot, I've just forgotten how the action's gone pre-flop. I've forgotten everything that's happened in the hand, so I've just had to fold it. I had big plans for the hand, and then I thought, it's not going to make sense, whatever I'm trying to rep. So I just fucking sucked it up and folded.
Biggest winner of the night so far, Jennifer Tilly, still hanging around doing interviews, plus some major names waiting to get in the game. As we get back to the table and back over to your commentary team of James Mitchell and Zimbler.
Yeah, I don't really like pass judgment on anyone particular. It's just the situation and the time.
No judging. I just want you to know the turnabout will be fair play.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Raise to 250.
Not expecting any quarter.
Online qualifier. Linus is getting involved.
But I don't mind if people call the flop either. So it's.
Roberto's going to fold it.
Call.
Really want to eat my chicken, but I might have to just sit up for a minute and do it.
Going with the ace-5 of hearts.
Call.
I'm sure a lot of the players feel like the online qualifier is the easy money at the table. Everyone knows he's got to get involved. He's got to get, if he wants to walk away from the table, he's got to be winning.
Schwartz has woken up with a hand here.
So that probably explains why a few people are calling with the ace-5.
What do you like to see here, the call or the re-raise? I mean, it's got to be a raise, I think.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a raise. But actually, one of the reasons why I might not be raising is because he thinks Andrew's quite a tight player, and he's not too sure about this Linus Hjulstrom.
300 each. Dude's playing every hand. I'm already playing every hand. No, it's just 300. If you win, if you win with deuce to 7, you get a re-raise.
That's a good flop for Luke.
Well, what's he going to make from it?
Well, it might get some people getting a bit busy with the gut shots.
It's I think we've been doing any pot, but whatever everyone thinks is fair.
You're going to try and...
Yeah, so you get lucky.
See his bet out here.
700.
Just giving the online qualifier a chance to get away.
Why can't we change it? Just for the change.
Let's all 100. We can induce some.
I wouldn't be surprised if Torelli
if you do jack call, I'll do
Torelli makes a call here.
Jack call, I'll do.
He's hoping to deuce, or
Everyone will forget.
if Luke gives up on the pot, take it away.
Feldman's got his decision here. He's got a bit of value to call, but he's worried maybe the deuce of diamonds is no good for him.
It's definitely out of character from what how I've seen Andrew play before. But I kind of like it.
It's kind of getting involved for no reason, but
I kind of like him to, if he's going to get involved, to be a bit more on the aggressive side though,
yeah,
rather
to
than
make a raise there. This way you probably get to see the river for free.
Yeah. I don't know if he knows it, but he gets a lot of credit from the other players because everyone thinks he's always got the goods. So
2,200.
both of them turning double belly busters now.
Clock. I'm only joking, I'm only joking.
Roberto giving him some of his own medicine there.
I'm only kidding, I'm only kidding.
No, don't kid. He's got 5 more seconds before I call the clock.
Alec keeps a straight face.
Might see some aggression coming here.
Oh, he does have a tarn, all business.
I've done it now.
6,000.
See, it's not a bad way to play the hand if you're going to play it.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I like you say, I think maybe on the flop it would have been better. This way you get to see probably the river for free.
I think like...
I don't think this is a hand Luke's going to get away from, you know.
15.
He's going to call 38 here. And maybe check call the river, depending what it is.
I win that flop as well.
Oh, he's talking like he's going to pass.
Are you allowed to call it on the turn?
Fold.
Wow, Luke makes the
No,
fold.
I mean, are you
Great
allowed
play
to call
by
the prop?
Alec. Luke
Did we
makes
make
sure
a
he
rule
picks
you
up
have
his
to call
prop
on the
bets
That
though.
was for the 6 and 7 game.
I mean,
Interesting strategy there with Luke.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a really tough card to play because most of the time he's drawing dead if the guy's got a hand.
I know, he's just won like 5K off me.
Alex made the raise there with Feldman behind him,
Next
and
time
Luke
I'm
might
going to
think
balance when I offer
Feldman's normally
people
got a hand.
watches, and then I do all night
Not
bluffing
value
the
bluff.
7, isn't it? Offering discounts.
I've not seen anyone with deuce to 7 offer discounts yet.
You know, he's not going to get too busy.
If you're ever playing this game, don't make buyouts. Just pay it when you see it.
Oh.
Nice suited connectors in position.
Raise to
I don't think I
125.
can fold any 2 cards for 150 at this point.
Oh, 125.
125. Might as well have limped.
Like
A bit disappointed
my
Perlin's not
raises
even
now.
putting the straddle on. Not really getting in the flow of the cash game.
Romanello's
He's
about
more of a
to juice
tournament
it up.
player, so
It's about to be
might explain it, but
No way. 1-1.
a little bit on the nitty side.
He's got moves!
We love these trash hands. Another beautiful flop here. Luke's flop 2 pair. We've got top pair for JP, and amazingly enough, no one here's got a heart.
500.
I think Luke will probably take it down with this bet.
Your mate's on his way.
I think
Deuce 3 seems to be a premium hand on this table. Everyone flopping 2 pair with it.
He tried to get in trouble for saying I didn't.
Oh, he's
Another
a good
horrible spot for
boy.
JP.
Yeah.
He's a good boy!
I think it's hard to fold top pair here just
He's a
because,
good boy.
you know, Luke can have any hand.
Raise to 1250.
Wow. He's made the raise.
Oh.
How much is
Yeah, a bit of information.
Hey, Rob.
This does put Luke in a bit of an awkward spot.
Yeah, Luke's got position in the hand.
1250.
You know, JP's seen Luke bet and fold a couple of times in the last 20 minutes, so
Call.
I think
Luke's
it's more of an
called.
information raise. It's not going to change too much action. It might go.
I think if JP bets, Luke's going to get the money in now. JP's checks though.
What do you like doing here? I mean, you're sitting
I
with
think
2
Luke
pair,
knows his hand's good. I think he's just going to
2.5,
bet to protect his hand.
25, 2600.
2,000.
Fold.
Nice and easy.
Yeah.
I couldn't fold anything for 125.
Getting some confidence back. Yeah, a couple of players sitting deep now at the table. Still only one player in profit.
Creates quite an interesting dynamic. I actually think Luke's in a strong spot here to get out of his hole because he's in position against a few of the bigger stack players. And he seems to be playing well. I haven't seen him make a mistake yet, apart from that ace-queen fold, which is a really tough spot.
Raise 350 total.
He hit some runs to me for 1,200, you know? I've been sitting here for 48 hours. He wants to just get his 1,200 in, you know, lock it up. It's real good. It's real good, Luke. It's a bold strategy. Wait to hustle a prop and just lock it up.
It's going to be an interesting hand here. If online qualifier has raised it up.
What's Alec Torelli up to here? Feldman's found the ace-king. Pondering what to do.
Re-raise. 1425 total. Fold.
You may even see all the money go in here.
I think even online qualifiers know that Feldman's tight.
Yeah, but if you're free rolling.
The problem is, he's got a gamble to win. Doesn't seem like such a bad hand to gamble with.
You're gonna look it up. Cool.
I think what's interesting here is who's going to have the aggression after the flop when they miss, and the online qualifier is kind of risk-free to do it. So it's all in now.
Yeah.
There's no getting away here.
Got the perfect flop. Linus only got 5,800 left in the stack.
Yeah, it's a hand really like, if you bet out, you're going to get all the money. If you check raise, you don't know your opponent's got
I can't really see any way all the money doesn't go in here.
I mean, you only beat that, right?
Feldman's just found a £6,000 gift.
I like it. I like this bet. I mean, it's a good bet. It looks like you're testing the water, and if he's got an ace, you know the money's going in.
Call.
Just a call. Maybe he's trying to see a safe card, or...
I think he's just trying to pretend like he might not have an ace, might just have a big pair lower than that. It's just good play.
I would have slept it too. That's so beautiful.
I think we're going to see like 3.5.
All right, he's got less than a pot size bet left now.
You think he's going to check?
Yeah, Feldman checks. Good play. This thing Linus is going to go all in. Here we go.
Snap call.
Cool. Call.
Just got 2 outs. We've seen 1 queen par, so...
That's the look of doing your money. He's got 3 outs. Is it going to be a queen?
No room for a chop, just a queen.
Oh.
It's easy money there for Andrew. I think all the players at the table get upset when the online qualifier, when they go, because they see that as kind of 8,000 that they can try and get.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
No one else at the table likes to see Andrew winning that money.
Wait to see a flop.
Fold.
JP didn't fancy it with the 20 big blinds because of that struggle.
Twice lost the 2 biggest pots of the night. Not advising anybody against it. I mean,
These straddles actually do Luke a lot of favours because now he's in position for bigger pots against all the big stacks, so not even that bad a tactic.
Raise to 1250.
Andrew with the 5-7 suited.
I think there's some history with Luke and Andrew, so I think you know he'd love to bust him. You know, Roberto's got Queen Jack on the straddle. It's 850 more.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of money, but when you got 400 invested,
you know, Andrew's raised out the blind. He might be worried about that. You know, if a tie player raises out the blinds, it's.
Loves it, isn't it?
I don't know if it's a great raise pre-flop by Andrew when Luke's playing every hand, wants to raise 5-7 to play out of position. We'll see how it works out for him. Doesn't look like it's going to work out for him too well.
Is Andrew going to try and triple barrel? Because that's what he's going to need to do.
I will have to agree with what you said. It did speed things up a bit.
I think Luke might give
Luke's absolutely licking his lips here. He'll think Andrew's got a strong hand, making it 1200.
Total. I understand that you're honest until you're not.
How much of a dwell up we're going to get before he calls?
I'm a hell of a boy.
Yeah, he's a hell of a boy.
I think there's a little man in his head jumping up and down.
Just playing it smooth.
You know, Andrew's got to make a decision. Does he just give up here, or this is not a good card, unfortunately.
Luke's loving that card.
It's a card that can save Andrew. Unless he's going to use his image, but you know, it's got to be a big bet. If you're going to bet, it's got to be big here.
I mean, when there's 2.5 grand in the pot pre-flop, Andrew probably thinks that Luke would raise it with a flush draw on that kind of flop, but
I'd like to see a check here behind.
I don't think you're going to get one. Luke just wants to get, there's only 6,000 in the pot at the moment, and he's got the 30,000 stacks effective before the flop, so I think Luke's just going to have to bet here to build the pot.
If Andrew's got a hand, is he not going to bet it himself, or?
Well, I mean, he could easily have a pair above nines with a spade in. He's not going to call. He's not going to fold. But he's going to make a pretty easy fold with 7-5. This is when Alec should be calling the clock.
I'm aiming to finish 2 cases by the end of the night. But I'm way deep in it. I'm 30-something deep now. So
yeah, I'll fold here. 7-5.
I don't think I can make you fold.
When I started, I wasn't a big favorite. I was a favorite.
The longer you stay, the bigger favorite.
Luke was praying for that raise.
0% chance Luke would fold a flush there.
Yeah, you just made me fold. Edge in the curd, you know? The other handball.
Prayed for that raise.
Luke Schwartz down over 12,000 pounds, but it had been so much worse. We'll be back with more from the big game in a moment when one of the UK's biggest stars steps onto the table.
Coming to the table now, the lovely Toby Lewis.
Oh, we've got Toby Lewis in the game. 10-8 of clubs online.
Stuff going on, alright? No. I've got the min catch out, I don't know.
Also a man been running good for a little while, and I think we'll liven up this game a little bit.
Yeah, he's definitely tends to get involved a lot.
I certainly think he'll enjoy it on Luke's left.
Cool, unless you got the nut flush or you're for that, then I can make you fold. We're doing 25-51.
225.
Instead of an ante or whatever, just 3 blinds.
Nice, easy, small raise.
Roberto with the nines.
Kind of the first hand pairs played for a while.
Pair in with ace-jack makes the call.
Fold. Fold.
Raise to 1,050.
The way he's been playing, I think Luke would fold any hand, but he's actually made 1,050.
He's gonna claim he grabbed the wrong chips, like I always do.
Did he look at his cards yet?
Who knows if he's looked at his cards?
Maybe not.
He has. He's doubling down. He's got the 9 deuce.
No, never. Oh, so was that Drake? Is he with stuff? He's not with.
There's going to be some openings coming up soon.
Call.
American can make that joke right now.
Well, they cancelled Onyx Saturday.
Oh, did they?
Fairly easy call there with pocket nines. Like I say, Luke's playing near enough every hand. I think Pair knows this, and
What's happened? Can you play? You can register tournaments and play. Call.
he's going to see a flop.
All right, we're in 3 ways. No one really. I think a lot of people think Luke might be at it. He's been playing almost every single hand.
Yes, Cabo, here we come. Totally out. Plan on going to Cabo. Why not? Or somewhere. At least
I think Luke, if you're raising with 9 deuce, you're going to fire out on most flops if they're low like this, and it's just about how Roberto wants to play his hand.
Yeah. 1600.
Luke, if Roberto's just playing it for set value, if he's actually going to play the value of his hand. He does have an overpair, but against the average player, when they make it 1,000 pre-flop, he's going to have the worst hand. But against Luke, he's actually got Luke drawing almost dead.
Call. He's just called to see, you know, what's going to happen in the turn. He's got a player after him. He's easily going to fold, and I think Luke is just going to give up on this one. 6 would be a nice card. You might see a bit more action.
Oh, that's an interesting card now. Luke get himself into trouble here.
See it. I mean, it's a perfect card just to check call here.
Roberto's not that deep. Luke can end up betting an amount where he ends up calling a shove. Lowers the glasses, gives Roberto a bit of a stare. Shuffling £1,000 chips.
3,100.
That's 31.
Just now about what Roberto thinks that Luke's up to. You know,
I mean, I think Roberto's probably going to call here, even if no matter what he thinks Luke's got.
How much value do you think there is the difference between calling and raising? That's the question. Is what does he put Luke on? It's re-raised him pre after he's kind of min-raised.
Call.
I think calling's the best play.
And then he can get the whole lot on the river.
Luke's got an overpay, won't fold to a shove, and if he's bluffing, he can bluff another street. Luke actually rivers a pair. Useless one.
Could just check.
Wow, he's firing 3 barrels.
What, you want 7 deuce?
If they're not playing the 7 deuce,
yeah,
you know, if the game was in action, then that's fair enough. But it's kind of a perfect river card in a way.
Yeah, it's a really tough spot for Roberto. Luke's really bricking it right now, but I think he thinks that Roberto's going to fold off taking this long.
I think he knows where he is.
Fold.
Luke got it through.
Is he showing this one or?
It's 9. Nearly.
Turns it over.
I had 2 9s in my hand.
Been punishing me too much. I had to get one out of my system.
What?
Been up too many hours, giving off too many tells.
Nearly.
Could just feeling my scared energy.
Roberto's a bit unlucky because if it just doesn't come a 10 on the turn, I think Luke might give up on the pot.
Luke's coming back.
Yeah.
I knew JP Kelly knew I was on it.
It's quite a nice setup they've got here in Düsseldorf, playing out in front of their Monte Carlo tournament.
Yeah, but it's not like the games are like so good that it's like...
Robert's the only one that looks wide awake here.
Well, I saw Alec this morning while I was leaving the casino. He was coming in fresh after a good night's sleep, so I was actually surprised when I came here to see he was losing the most money. I would have thought he was prepared for the game, but I guess when it comes down to it, it's not just how fresh you are. You actually have to walk the walk.
Run good, huh?
Fold.
You know, jacks, pocket jacks, everybody knows pocket jacks. They're the least favourite amongst the players out there. It's such a tricky hand,
Honestly,
isn't it?
like all these pigeons up here will be like, oh, it says error, and all this, isn't it?
You know, raising here, what you're going to get to pass. And he's going for it. The question now is, how does Robert play his aces? I mean, if there's a re-raise, it's...
Re-raise.
You got a flat.
I think Pair's in trouble here.
4,800.
You got a flat, but I got a feeling he thinks he's got a hand and it's going in.
Pair's definitely not folding here. He's just done his money, unless he gets lucky.
25.50, everyone's 1,000.
Pair's put a third of his stack in, so...
this might be a little bit of inexperience from
I
Pair.
think I started the hand with 14, 15.
Robert's been pretty active, but I guess he hasn't known that Robert's actually had pretty good hands every time he's been getting in a lot of money. You don't often see Pair in the cash games. He's a regular on the European tournament scene. Had a few big results last year. I think he came third in an EPT the other day.
All in. Play moves all in.
Pair doesn't like it, but he's going to call it off.
Called it.
And he's in
Found a
trouble.
way to get all the money in. Must be nice.
He's got the Jack of Hearts live. It's 2 blackjacks, heart flush, some kind of weird straight.
No, you've got it.
Nice 30k pot.
Well, that 10 of hearts is a nice card.
Doesn't look good now.
It's got backdoor straight.
Let's make it spicy. 9 of spades. 9 of spades. Let's give a little
9 of spades, yeah.
Oh,
That sucks.
that's a bad card. So that's a 1 out.
I'm good at one outing though.
What about
Happened before.
the Jack of clubs?
It has happened before.
Oh, gosh!
Why is he sweating? It was a red card.
I don't,
What?
Last 4 years in a row. Every year.
Pair's done his money there. I think you got to be impatient. I wasn't a big fan of the King-Queen 3-bet, and I wasn't a big fan of getting your money in there.
I got to come. I got close
But
to
maybe a bit of victim of circumstance with the 200 straddles on. Pair Linde reloaded for 10,000. Big hole to climb out of.
Straddles are back on at 200.
Are you in? Stuck 40,000.
Is this count this hand?
I
have 10k, I can just open shop.
And if you just win the blinds, you win it.
Yeah.
300.
Raise to 700.
Yeah.
What's that? That's what I've just been told.
Looks like it's 700.
Win the blinds, put a parameter.
And Toby's. Oh.
If you win the blind,
Anything.
See, Luke, he looks like he's not
Torelli's going to do
interested.
his money. He's on 10,000 already. First time he sat down.
How about we put the mandatory 2 as well?
Yeah, see, this is where Luke gets paid because he's given so much action.
Yeah.
Making out he's not interested in the pot, which is kind of a big, biggish tell.
Any pot 1 with 7 deuce.
It's always going to be. It's always going to be.
Does it have to be off or suited?
Fine.
Is suited okay?
No, anything.
Oh, what do you mean?
Any 7 deuce.
That's you.
You mean I get to play the suit ones too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Luke's going to enjoy this hand.
Start down 10.
What was I going to do? I felt like I had something.
You reckon just lump it in? Yeah, just get it in. If you got a hand, let's gamble. That's what he's going to tell him.
Kings.
Snap call, huh?
Such a lucky fish I am.
When you get the action, but that's why you show the 9 deuce all the time. Well, it's left with 1 out in the deck.
This
Both suits
gets
dominated.
Luke 4,000 in profit if he wins this one.
It's just the 10 of clubs left in the deck. Pretty safe flop. 25 to 1 shot now.
That's not really what you like. Sit down in the game, 3 hands in, pay the blinds, 10,000 to the poorer. It's got 1 out.
Oh, no.
Oh, 1 away.
Open every hand.
No, he's unlucky there. He's just going to reload and start again. You know, a lot of players you can play this hand differently against, but, you know, a player that's just opening every hand like Luke.
Yeah, we'll see.
I relay for 10.
Toby's going to the cash desk.
Chips.
Twice, yeah, I've got those. Dangerous when I get
You can't have it both times, right?
10,000.
Like, you can't have it every time.
Yeah, it's good to see a smile.
when you get a hand,
Poker's
it's like-
poker, it's just a hand of poker.
Yeah, he's a lucky guy. Normally wins.
We're 28 hours down in this 48-hour continuous cash game. We're back with all the action from the Party Poker Big Game 5 after the break. Welcome back. A full table of big names is in action, and there's a queue of players waiting for a spot to become available to get into the big game. Let's head back to the table.
Race to 300.
Toby getting right back in the action now. He's got chips again. 300 with ace queen under the gun.
Fold. Fold.
Kind of good, you know, picking up hands straight away.
I imagine he was going to make a call.
A lot of players think you're on tilt, you come straight back in, you just lost a hand.
Let's go on.
Call.
Yeah, call.
Yeah.
Call.
Luke folds.
Got some nice...
All right, 3 ways to the flop.
See, I could have seen the burn.
Let's get a fun flop.
I did,
Something for everyone.
Bag of sand in there.
Just holding it real high before it comes out the deck. Just
Perfect flop
just a
here for
technical.
Toby. I think he's going to get on.
Might get 1 3 of value from Andrew.
We reckon 800.
A bit less. 650.
7.
You know, pair of nines here. You don't like it, you're going to peel off 1 card.
Yeah. I think Andrew's going to call 1 street.
Fold.
What will the turn bring us?
All right, guys. Put me in whether I'm here or not.
It's a little bit of tell by Toby that he's going to get more involved in the hand when he gets chips changed up. It's actually a bad card for him.
Might slow some
Andrew
action
picks
down.
up the flush draw.
I think he... What do you like to do here?
Depends on the opponent, but...
You're going to take down the pot most of the time.
Nice win.
Against a tight player, I'm happy checking back.
They might get a bit of value on the river.
No, I think Andrew's done with the hand.
Chat.
Toby's going to bit of bet here for value.
$1,200.
We thought a little bit bigger, like 14,
Try to get paid.
14, 15.
Big.
2,050.
Yeah, over bet.
Yeah.
If the bet's 1,200, you might pay him off, but is he going to give him this money? Does he think he's tilting? I mean, that's what it comes down to. Most players that bet flops, check turns and bet rivers generally don't have it.
Oh, I definitely disagree with that. Against a good player, I think they've almost always got it when they bet, check, bet. Especially a tournament player. And Toby definitely comes from a tournament background.
And very successful one.
I must have slept 20.
Biggest win is EP12 Villamora last August now. And before that, I was just dotting around the tour, a few final tables here and there, but not anything as big as that. I think I'm just going to feel it out to start with. I mean, the game's already been running, so I don't really like the fact that I have to just jump straight in, but I'm going to just sit back and watch to start with, and then hopefully catch a few cards and get in a few big pots. Luke's been there a long time now, so he's pretty chilled out and relaxed, and I think he'll be splashing about a bit, and I know a few of the other guys will be putting a few quid in here and there, so it'll be interesting. I'll just take the back seat and let them take all the attention. Gonna step up and hit it hard and win a lot of money.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I understand.
Robert Williamson has still got about 27,000 reasons to smile. Schwartz into profit, but the rest of these guys starting to look a bit ragged. This is the time in a cash game with the winners mostly tucked up in bed when the wounded start to prey on the broke and bleeding. Who's going to leave with a little dignity and some cash back? Pair Linde there, looking positively waxing.
I mean, 3-bet, yeah.
And we rejoin our commentators, James Mitchell and Paul Zimbler.
I tell you what, boys, I give you a blind
Feldman
bet.
getting involved here. And the ace-4 of spades.
You check, yeah?
I give you a blind.
So nice when you bet and it hit you and you bet it blind.
No one hits the
It's
flop.
the best feeling in the world.
First man to bet on Schwartz.
Yeah, he's checked.
Check. 800.
He bets.
Luke bets 800. Feldman with a gutch on a backdoor. And the ace high.
Another one?
Little does he know he's got the best
I've
hand
got to
there.
see what the card is.
Oh,
And he gets there.
wow, and Luke turns double belly buster as well. That's a terrible card for Luke, really.
Might be a card that slows him down, though.
I don't think so. I think if anything, that's the card that gets him involved.
Question now is, if he's bluffing, you want him to carry on, and if he's got a hand, you want to get the money in. Doesn't look very happy for someone with
how
a
Andrew's
straight.
going to play this.
What do you reckon, 5.5?
Oh, I fancy it. If I was Andrew, I might want to call here. Luke's known to fire a lot of big river bets.
Yeah, so why not build the pot for him to make a big bet on the river?
Yeah, well,
build it small.
I wouldn't really be doing the building. It turns your hand face up, or not face up, but shows a lot of strength. His hand's really under-repped if he calls. Oh.
Raise.
Doesn't listen to my advice and puts the raise in.
It's like a big raise too.
6,375 total.
But he's
How
got
much you got behind?
deep stacks. Luke might fancy this double belly buster. What might put him off it is the 2 hearts on the board, because if he's only really got 6 clean outs, one of them is in Andrew's hand.
He's thinking if he hits though, he knows he's getting a lot.
Slightly behind on that.
Well, you
Luke would love to stack him though.
If a 4 comes down,
Yeah.
might not get the absolute.
With all the history between them, Luke would love.
He'd love to catch a black 8 here. Absolutely love it.
Can we put requests to the dealers?
22,650 behind.
How much is the raise?
6,375 total.
Cool.
Black 8, black 8, black 8.
Yeah. Black 8 for the 60k pot.
For the win.
Cool.
Luke's sweating out, covering his eyes. What's it going to be? Black 8. Oh.
Yeah. And as what do you want to see, Andrew? I mean, if you think the guy's on a flush draw, what would you not just check this and hope he bluffs? I mean,
I don't think Luke's ever going to bluff here. Andrew, it looks like Andrew's got a set or a straight. Why? I don't think Luke's ever going to bluff in this hand. Andrew's just going to bet and hope that Luke's got a strong hand. Right, hope that he's got a set.
if Luke had a set, I think the money would be in. I'm a big fan of checking here. Just there's not many hands Luke's gonna pay you big with here on the river.
I think check's the wrong play. Even then, in this situation, I guess Luke's got 9 high, so might be results orientated the best play, but I don't see how Luke can be bluffing here much on the river. Andrew's got 23,000 left.
Is he going for the please pay me bet or the looks like I'm bluffing bet? Instance, yeah.
Luke doesn't waste any time with the 9 high. Go and bet 5,000 is after.
In shrapnel, he bet the 5,000 in shrapnel.
Shit, river.
Trying to look weak.
We're back after the break with more from the Party Poker Big Game here at the Dusk Till Dawn Casino. There's big money at stake, and these guys have no fear of putting it all over the line. The buy-in is a minimum of £5,000, and when a player has busted, they can either rebuy and get back on the horse or walk home empty-handed. Let's rejoin the game.
Tough to put a positive spin on big losers, Torelli and Linde right now, but both will be thinking to themselves, it's been worse, and I'm on the comeback trail. Feldman starting to solidify his win. Romanello having fun, even though he's fighting from a losing hole.
You're just trying to tilt me, Andrew? Is that what this is?
You're asking me like,
is he just trying to tilt me now?
Like I lobbied to get it
I said uncle. I said uncle.
Stuck 20,000.
Luke's opened it up again for 300. Seems like a standard thing for him at the moment.
That's what we were doing before.
I think everyone's accusing Andrew of trying to tilt them, but I think it's just Andrew's really confused.
It's just a different, it's a quicker way of doing it.
I think I'm just going to get aces.
As he looks down at this monster.
50, 200,
3 deuces playing it earlier.
Because I'm going to get it all.
My favourite hand, this one.
Seems to be the hand of today. Every time it's got 2 pair.
That's the man. What you put in 100 mandatory, the 100 was that?
Just love a good wind-up move.
Almost 2 pair.
Half of it.
No, the 7 deuces up.
So listen, is this start long or not?
Pair picked up the nut flush draw.
Perlin's got a pretty strong hand here, and no one else does, so.
But I don't really care.
Luke's got his gutter ball.
At least we got pair.
How much you playing? About 10 grand?
A little less. 9.5.
I mean, at least we got pair in the game. We got pair in the game.
Yeah, I'm stuck 30 and now we're playing 25-50
Yeah.
all of a sudden.
I was waiting for you to speak up. I mean, I didn't want to be the one to point it out.
First thing he said, 6 hours.
I didn't want to be an ass and say,
Spade on the turn to keep him interested.
It's better because I think this is better.
10 hearts would be cruel.
In my opinion.
The
pots will still get us
Yeah, interesting card.
Smooth calls with the nut flush draw.
I guess I liked it better when it was just more live.
I got the other one then.
You really like this Jack 4, yeah. And he doesn't ever want to
He's itching,
suit
you
it.
can see it's itching.
If I get Jack 4, let me tell you something, right? I'll tell you
He's
now.
so upset
If I
about
get
his
Jack
last
4,
hand.
yeah, it's gonna be hell break loose. It's gonna be.
That's probably the
you see
worst
all
card
these chips?
Pair could have
Did you
seen.
win the WPT with it or something? What I miss?
And he's sitting, what, with just under 9k.
What a bad bet.
Oh, but he's shoved.
Yeah, this is it's a good play by pair, not one that Luke would expect. If he saw his hand, he wouldn't believe
We're
it.
not playing with the 7.
Definitely play it tricky.
300 each.
Oh, it is?
It is. Am I fish over you got it?
Or am I a small one? Or?
I like this play.
I don't know. I don't know what's winding up. It's off. It's damn lose to 7 when we were playing the damn thing.
That's the start of a tournament.
27k.
He's kicking to a tourney, basically, isn't it?
Oh, JP tops up for an extra 5 bags.
Otherwise, they took like a minute between every hand.
Here it is.
Yeah, it was mental. No idea why.
115.
Yeah,
Sorry.
whatever. I meant to make it 1. 200's fine. It doesn't really matter.
Cool. Cool.
No, 200.
Sorry, 200.
200.
Oh, we've got a couple of hands out here. And just to top it all off, JP finds the 7 deuce at £300 a man. He's going to try and...
all right.
Sometimes it's good playing it this way. You know, if you've got a
very dominated hand, unfortunately. Not the flop we were looking for. Hoping for a big flop for a few people.
Kind of a good flop for 7 deuce though, if you want to get the extra 2100.
Seven.
Luke taking another stab.
Toby with the pair of 7s.
The only real hand has got 3 players behind him.
Well, seems to still have a little bit of a needle with Luke. Busting him earlier.
1850.
So decides to raise with this.
Don't have enough 2 pairs, do I? Only wrapping sets.
JP says, right,
Must
I'm not going to
raise.
win this one. I'm not even going to go for it. You might be even thinking if I didn't reload the 5, I could shove. You're only going to win 2100. You really want to stick the whole stack in.
Oh, I like it.
All this clicking.
This is probably the perfect play.
Action.
I don't know if I'm a big fan of Toby's play, to be honest. He's got a hand with a lot of value and just raises with it to get all worse. I don't know. But anyway, it's ended up costing him 1850.
How much to buy it now? You have to pay us. No way you have to.
Come on, get double. Turn it over. Loud and proud.
Yes.
Well played, JP.
Wow.
Definitely worth
How
paying
lucky,
300 for that.
how lucky I was over there arguing a point.
That is very impressive. That is definitely.
A lot of money has been won so far in this big game 5, none more so than Jennifer Tilly sleeping soundly on her 67,000 pounds. Tony G 50K ahead, and Robert Williamson still working on his big win. Mark Kohler, of course, the only qualifier so far to take money away. Looking at the losers, Sam Trickett had to call uncle at 40,000 pounds. Per Linde not doing well. He's still at the table along with Alec, Torelli, Toby Lewis, and Luke Schwartz, all in vain.
Join us again for more from the continuous 48-hour cash game that is the Big Game 5.
Time to play the game. I want to raise. I can laugh because I know I'm broke. You don't even play poker anymore. Why are you even on the show? What's up?